Okay, this is the final chapter of Julian's World, the stories Julian tells, and it's called Gloria, Who Might Be My Best Friend. If you have a girl for a friend, people find out and tease you. That's why I didn't want a girl for a friend. And not until this summer, when I met Gloria. It happened one afternoon when I was walking down the street by myself. My mother was visiting a friend of hers, and Huey was visiting a friend of his. Huey's friend is 5, and so I think he's too young to play with. And there aren't any kids just my age. I was walking down the street feeling lonely. A block from our house, I saw a moving van in front of a brown house, and men were carrying in chairs and tables and bookcases and boxes full of I don't know what. I watched for a while, and suddenly I heard a voice right behind me. "Who are you?" I turned around, and there was a girl in a yellow dress. She looked the same age as me. She had curly hair that was braided into 2 pigtails with red ribbons at the ends. "I'm Julian. Who are you?" I said. "I'm Gloria," she said. "I come from Newport. Do you know where Newport is?" I wasn't sure, but I didn't tell Gloria. "It's a town on the ocean," I said. "Right," Gloria said. "Can you turn a cartwheel?" She turned sideways herself and did 2 cartwheels on the grass. I had never tried a cartwheel before, but I tried to copy Gloria. My hands went down in the grass, my feet went up in the air, and I fell over. There's a picture of them. That must be Gloria, and there's Julian trying to do a cartwheel. There's 2 people moving in the background. I looked at Gloria to see if she was laughing at me. If she was laughing at me, I was going to go home and forget about her. But she just looked at me very seriously and said, "It takes practice." And then I liked her. "I know where there's a bird's nest in your yard," I said. "Really?" Gloria said. "There aren't any trees in the yard or any birds where I've lived before." I showed her where a robin lives and has eggs. Gloria stood up on a branch and looked in. The eggs were small and pale blue. The mother robin squawked at us, and she and the father robin flew around our heads. "They want us to go away," Gloria said. She got down from the branch, and we went around to the front of the house and watched the moving men carry 2 rugs and a mirror inside. "Would you like to come over to my house?" I said. "All right," Gloria said, "if it's all right with my mother." She ran in the house and asked. It was all right, so Gloria and I went to my house, and I showed her my room and my games and my rock collection, and then I made strawberry Kool-Aid, and we sat at the kitchen table and drank it. "You have a red mustache on your mouth," Gloria said. "You have a red mustache on your mouth, too," I said. Gloria giggled, and we licked off the mustaches with our tongues. "I wish you'd live here a long time," I told Gloria. Gloria said, "I wish I would, too." "I know the best way to make wishes," Gloria said. "What's that?" I asked. "First, you make a kite. Do you know how to make one?" "Yes," I said, "I know how. I know how to make good kites because my father taught me. We make them out of 2 cross sticks and a folded newspaper." "All right," Gloria said, "that's the first part of making wishes come true, so let's make a kite." We went out into the garage and spread out sticks and newspaper and made a kite. I fastened on the kite string and went to the closet and got rags for the tail. "Do you have some paper and 2 pencils?" Gloria asked, "because now we make the wishes." I didn't know what she was planning, but I went into the house and got pencils and paper. "All right," Gloria said, "every wish you want to have come true, you write on a long, thin piece of paper. You don't tell me your wishes, and I don't tell you mine. If you tell, your wishes don't come true. Also, if you look at the other person's wishes, they don't come true, and your wishes don't come true." Gloria sat down on the garage floor and started writing her wishes. I wanted to see what they were, but I went to the other side of the garage and wrote my own wishes instead. I wrote, 1. I wish I could see the catalog cats. 2, I wish the fig tree would be the tallest in town. 3, I wish I'd be a great soccer player. 4, I wish I could ride in an airplane. And 5, I wish Gloria would stay here and be my best friend. I folded my 5 wishes in my fist and went over to Gloria. How many wishes did you make? Gloria asked. 5, I said. How many did you make? 2, Gloria said. I wondered what they were. Now we put the wishes on the tail of the kite, Gloria said. Every time we tie one piece of rag on the tail, we fasten a wish in the knot. You can put yours in first. I fastened mine in, and then Gloria fastened in hers, and we carried the kite into the yard. You hold the tail, I told Gloria, and I'll pull. We ran through the backyard with the kite, past the garden and the fig tree, and went into the open field beyond our yard. There they are. The kite started to rise. The tail jerked heavily like a long white snake. In a minute, the kite passed the roof of my house and was climbing towards the sun. We stood in the open field looking up at it. I was wishing I would get my wishes. I know it's going to work, Gloria said. How do you know? When we take the kite down, Gloria told me, there shouldn't be one wish in the tail. When the wind takes all your wishes, that's when you know how it's going to work. The kite stayed up for a long time. We both held the string. The kite looked like a tiny black spot in the sun, and my neck got stiff from looking at it. Shall we pull it in? I asked. All right, Gloria said. We drew the string in more and more until, like a tired bird, the kite fell at our feet. We looked at the tail. All of our wishes were gone. Probably they were still flying higher and higher in the wind. Maybe I would see the catalog cats and get to be a good soccer player and have a ride in an airplane and the tallest fig tree in town, and Gloria would be my best friend. Gloria, I asked, did you wish we would be friends? You're not supposed to ask me that, Gloria said. I'm sorry, I answered, but inside I was smiling. I guessed one thing Gloria wished for. I was pretty sure we would be friends. And that's the end of the story. There's a little bit at the end I can read. It's a little extra tale called A Day When Frogs Wear Shoes. My little brother Huey, my best friend Gloria, and I were sitting on our front steps. It was one of those hot summer days when everything stands still. We didn't know what to do. We were watching the grass grow. It didn't grow fast. You know something, Gloria said. This is a slow day. It's so slow the dogs don't bark, Huey said. It's so slow the flies don't fly, Gloria said. It's so slow ice cream wouldn't melt, I said. If we had any ice cream, Huey said. But we don't, Gloria said. We watched the grass some more. We better do something, I said. Like what? Gloria asked. We could go visit Dad, Huey said. That's a terrible idea, I said. Why? Huey asked. I like visiting Dad. My father has a shop about a mile from our house where he fixes cars. Usually it's fun to visit him. If he has customers, he always introduces us as if we were important guests. If he doesn't have company, sometimes he lets us ride in the cars he puts on the lift. Sometimes he buys us treats. Huey, I said, usually visiting Dad is a good idea. Today, it's a dangerous idea. Why? Gloria said. Because we're bored, I said. My dad hates it when people are bored. He says the world is so interesting, nobody should ever be bored. I see, Gloria said, as if she didn't. So we'll go see him, Huey said, and we just won't tell him we're bored. We're bored, but we won't tell him. Just so you remember that, I said. Oh, I'll remember, Huey said. Huey was wearing his angel look. When he has that look, you know he'll never remember anything. Huey and I put on sweatbands. Gloria put on dark glasses. We started out. The sun shined up at us from the sidewalks. Even the shadows on the street were hot as blankets. Huey picked up a stick and scratched it along the sidewalk. Oh, we're bored, he muttered. Bored, 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 bored. Huey, I yelled. I wasn't bored anymore. I was nervous. Finally, we reached a sign. Ralph's Car Hospital. Punctures, rusts, dents, bashes, bad brakes, bad brakes. Unusual complaints. That's my dad's sign. My dad is Ralph. The parking lot had 3 cars in it. Dad was inside the shop lifting the hood of another car. He didn't have any customers with him, so we didn't get to shake hands and feel like visiting mayors or congressmen. Hi, Dad, I said. Hi, my dad said. Huey said. I didn't trust Huey, so I stepped on his foot. On a hike, I said. We're on a hike. Well, nice of you to stop by, my father said. If you want, you can stay a while and help me. Okay, we said. So Huey sorted nuts and bolts. Gloria shined fenders with a rag. I held a new windshield wiper while my dad put it on a car window. Nice work, Huey and Julian and Gloria, my dad said when we were done. And then he sent us to the store across the street to buy paper cups and ice cubes and a can of frozen lemonade. We mixed the lemonade in the shop. Then we sat out under the one tree by the side of the driveway and drank all of it. Good lemonade, my father said. So what are you kids going to do now? Oh, hike, I said. You know, my father answered, I'm surprised at you kids picking a hot day like today for a hike. The ground is so hot. On a day like this, frogs wear shoes. They do? Huey said. Especially if they go hiking, my father said. Of course, a lot of frogs on a day like this would stay home, so I wonder why you kids are hiking. Sometimes my father notices too much. Then he gets yellow light shining in his eyes, asking you to tell the whole truth. That's when I know to look at my feet. Oh, I said, we like hiking. But Gloria didn't know any better. She looked into my father's eyes. Really, she said, this wasn't a real hike. We came to see you. Oh, I see, my father said, looking pleased. Because we were bored, Huey said. My father jumped up so fast he tipped over his lemonade cup. Bored! My father yelled. You were bored? He picked up his cup and waved it in the air. And you think I don't get bored? My father roared, sprinkling out a few last drops of lemonade from his cup. You think I don't get bored fixing cars when it's hot enough that frogs wear shoes? And that's the end. See, I think that bit was a little teaser to make us read the next book. So we don't know what happens. Okay, hope you enjoyed that book, Julian's World, the stories Julian tells.